Guys, Ronnie Grayer here. I'm going to do a video today with the Dovo Shavette. First time I've had that. Don't know if you pronounce that Shavette or Shavette, but I'm kind of excited to do this. I've been using my Feather Artist Club for quite some time. This thing is fantastic. I use the Pro blades. This is with the plastic scales. Artist Club folding type. I say that because I've got one with the wood scales on the way from Dave for Nicole. I'm really excited about that. But today I'm going to shave with the Dovo, which I just got from Vinnie Carbone. I always think of Goodfellas there with Frankie, but that's a whole other thing. And here we are in the packet. It came with 3 different blade inserts. Got the red, which I believe is for a half DE blade. Let me see if I can get this thing. This is why I wanted to kind of do this in 2 stages here, because I don't know what I'm doing. So the blade goes in here. There's a couple of kind of tabs. You can see them in the insert. Then you close that up, and then you put it in the razor, which I'm trying to get out of the package here, and it's not cooperating. First time using, like I said, one of these. I've been using the Feather. So here's the Dovo. They make them in different colors. There you can see the writing. Let me turn this the other way. I can't figure how this lens is. There you go. My hand is in the way. Okay. Either way, it doesn't matter. So first time using this, the big difference here is that this thing is very, very, very lightweight, and the Feather is much heavier. I don't know numbers, but the Feather really approximates a straight, more so in terms of weight and balance. There's no question that a Shavette is much different than a straight. Anybody who thinks differently is incorrect. I can tell you from experience that there's a big difference between the two. Not to say that one is better than the other. They both have pros and cons. But don't think that the Shavette is just a shortcut to the straight. It's different. It's not something that's bad or good, but it's not just like a straight junior. Anyway, so I've got 3 different inserts. I got the red. I have this black insert, which is used with the Dovo cells blades, which are longer than a half DE. So you can see here, I actually have a box of Derby pre-snapped DE blades. Say what you want. They were $6 for 100, and I couldn't pass that up. I actually bought those in a beauty supply in South Jersey, along with this thing. This is a Dragon MD razor, if you look online. Shavette. No blade in there. Oof. This one doesn't have inserts. You can only use a half DE blade. All you do is pull that up. The blade sits on these 2 tabs here. Then you just snap the thing closed. And the blade only sticks out very, very little bit. I didn't put a blade in here, but this is for the half DE blades. So I used this thing, this Dragon one, about, I don't know, 5, 6 times at the most. And it was pretty rough. These things are not easy to use. Boy, the videos make them look really easy, but they're not. It's not to say you can't do it, but I gave up with that. The difference between the Shavette and the real straight is that the real straight is much more forgiving. I don't believe that for the most part it's going to be as sharp as using a Shavette with a half DE blade. So that means you're going to get cut a lot easier. And with the Shavette, when you get cut, it hurts and it bleeds. And, you know, it's not good. So you get discouraged. And that's what a lot of people do with the Shavette. And then they don't even bother with the straight. But what I was saying was, so I have this black insert. And then you have this other black insert, which I guess uses, they call it a hair shaper, but I guess you can use a stiffer blade. I'm not sure about this thing. There's also a green insert, which I don't have. I guess they don't make them anymore, but you can get them out there. And that uses a stiffer blade, which is supposed to more closely approximate a straight razor, but I don't know. So, like I said, I've got this half DE blade from Derby, and I'm going to go ahead and try to put that into the insert and put that into the razor and see how that thing goes. I've never done this before, So it might take me a little bit, and that's why I wanted to do this before. Oh yeah, this is pretty easy. I'll show you what it looks like if I don't cut myself in the process. Oof. Boy, I tell you. So, got the blade here, got the insert, and it looks like all you have to do is you got these two little tabs towards the top of the insert, and you put the blade so that these little holes kind of rest in those tabs, and then you just close the thing up. Of course, I had it a second ago, and now I can't get, there it is. Okay, so you get that on there. Boy, this is tough, and I don't want to cut myself. And there goes the razor blade. So this is not going to be easy at all, but as long as I'm not getting cut, we're doing okay. This thing here kind of requires smaller fingers, I think, or experience. I'm sure there are lots of barbers and regular users that don't have smaller fingers, but they're just used to using these things, so it's just my first time. Okay, so I got that thing in there, but it looks like I can't get it snapped shut for some reason. And I'm probably going to have to, oh yeah, almost cut my finger, good there. Stop the camera and figure this thing out and come back. So what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to take a shower and prep my face in that way. Then when I come back and shave, we'll be able to go right on through. While I'm here, I'll show you that I've got the RazoRock XXX soap, which is kind of a, it's not quite a hard soap, it's not a cream, kind of one of these soft, I guess you'd call it a crope. I'm going to use that. I have my G12 scuttle, which is great. I like it, not necessarily for the hot lather, which is nice, or the warm lather, but because the inside of the bowl has ridges in the sides and it has nubs in the bottom, and it makes it easier to build a lather quicker. I wanted to mention, you know, we talk about, there's a group called the Frugal Wet Shaver. Stephen West organized that, and I wanted to, you know, some of us use some more expensive products and not so much, and I have a combination of both, but I wanted to kind of use some things that were a little less expensive to show you that you don't need to spend a lot of money to pamper yourself. So I've got this brush. This is an Omega, and I got this from Maggard. It's an Omega 10049. It's a Boar brush, and it was 10 bucks. So, and I got that this year in May. So there's that brush. It's a Boar. They take a little bit of time to break in, if you will, and I don't mean that you have to use it, kind of get it going without using it. You just have, after a while, the tips will split and it'll be nice. And these are less expensive than a Badger. So I got that. Got my soap. Showed you the blade. I've got this from Bath and Body Works, this aftershave and face lotion with soothing aloe. So I'll use that as an aftershave. I've got my Shave Nation alum block, just alum, but it's nice in this form here instead of a block for me personally. And that's going to do it. And just while I'm here, I'll show you this. There's been a lot of talk about this thing. Got my head blade razor, and I'm probably going to shave my head at some point today. I don't know if I'll do it now, but I wanted to show you that. This thing, I know it looks like a little toy, and it's got a multi-blade cartridge, which people don't like, and I don't like them either on my face, but it seems to work well on my head. So I figured I'd throw that out there. I usually try to do those things at the same time. Shave my head every other day. This will make 3 days, so kind of need to do a head shave today. So I'm going to take a shower and get that blade and that insert properly and get it in the Shavette, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, well, I've taken my shower and built up my lather already in the bowl. I'll give you a quick look here. There's my G12. There's my RazoRock XXX. And I added a couple of drops of glycerin. Picked that up when I was in Pasteur's in New York. Just, I don't know, it says vegetable glycerin. I don't know, price isn't on here anymore, but it was like $3 or $4, I'm not sure. So I'm going to go ahead and lather up and shave with this Dovo Shavette and see what happens. Oh yeah, that's a nice looking lather. Oh boy. Got good coverage. Just going to kind of in a little bit off the bottom here. Wipe off my hands. Oh, there's a towel there. And I guess we'll get down to shaving. What I'm going to do is what a lot of guys do, a lot of shavers I should say, it's not just men, is to dip my opposite fingers in alum to help me get some grip on my face. And I found that it's not always necessary, but I'm going to go ahead and do it right out of the gate now. I got to tell you, I'm a little nervous with this Dovo Shavette because anytime I've used one of these things, it's not been pleasant. So here we go. Got the red insert. Got the blade in there. It's a half DE blade, so it's not very long. And let's see if we can do some shaving here. I need a little soap up top there. Let my dog out to go to the bathroom. It's so funny. All right, let's see what we can do here. I don't know if it's the soap or what it is, but I got to tell you, this is actually not that hard. Of course, I'm applying just no pressure at all, and that's really key. And that's what I used to do in the beginning, was apply a lot of pressure. But this thing is going really smoothly. I don't know how much hair it's taken off. It seems like it's doing a great job. I always mess this area up here because I'm afraid to cut my earlobe. And it's a very fine line between getting it close enough and cutting the earlobe. So let's see if we can finish this up here. I think it's interesting that they chose red as the color of the insert. So I guess if you're bleeding, you won't see it. Just, I don't know, kind of funny. But I got to say, this thing is pretty effortless. You just have to have a very light touch. We'll see how the shave is, but so far it seems great. I think I'm going to just go one pass today, and that's going to do it. So let's see if I can do more shaving and less yakking. Well, this is just really effortless, I have to say. And the feather, as much as I like it, I can tell the sharpness of that feather blade versus this one. It's much sharper. This one is actually mild, but yet it seems to be taking off the hair. And it's so light. I mean, it's almost scary light in terms of the overall weight of the razor itself. Just holding it in your hand, it feels like a toy. Well, the handle's got a little bit of weight to it, but the top portion here is just very light. So let's finish this thing up here. It does build up soap kind of quickly though, so of course I've got a lot of soap on my face. Just gotta keep rinsing it off. I mentioned this in one of my other videos. This area here for me is tough. I've got to go different ways and multiple passes, and still it's always a little bit fuzzy. And before I forget, I need to say hey to Eric Schuett for helping me out with this thing, with this Shavette. I wanted this thing from the beginning. I was afraid of it. And he's given me a lot of information over time with that and the feather and the straight. And, so, hey, Eric, just wanted to give you that. As they say on the street, mad props. Maybe not. Let's finish up this side. See, and I can tell that I didn't dip in alum because my fingers are slipping, so we'll get that other hand going in the alum. Give me a little grip. This thing is a treat, though. I mean, it's easy to carry for travel because it's so small and lightweight. There's absolutely no maintenance, no stropping or honing or being careful about getting it wet or dry or oil or any of that stuff, no rusting. And although you can reuse a blade, why bother? Like I said, it is very different than a traditional straight. You don't get nearly as much audible and physical feedback from the razor because it's so light, and the blade is much different. But it has its appeal, no question about that. I'm pleasantly surprised. But like they say on Jackass, don't try this at home. What I mean by that is, don't think that you can just pick this thing up and shave no problem. It looks easy once you know what you're doing, but it takes some time. It's not to be afraid of it, but you need to respect the razor and just start with just from the top of the sideburn there down to the jawline and try that initially on the side of your dominant hand, and then work your way up to the opposite side, and then the mustache maybe, and this upper lip part, and on the neck, and then finally you'll finish up with the chin. That's the most difficult area. But take your time with this thing, because if you cut yourself, you just say screw it. And I've seen a lot of guys just one shave, two shaves, and say it's not for me and sell it. And, you know, give it a little bit of a shot. And this is going to be the toughest area to shave, especially making that turn. Finish this up here. Since I'm working tomorrow and not today, I'm just going to go one pass, and whatever I get, and that's fine. I'm going to shave again tomorrow. So some areas are going to be, actually my cheeks are BBS in a lot of places, and some areas will be, you know, okay for going out, and that's fine. think that's about going to do it. I mean, my neck area is always difficult. I have to come across with another pass from a different direction. But I've got to say that this thing really surprised me. And I've got as good of a shave as I would get with any other razor in one pass. I've got no irritation that I can feel. I've got no nicks or cuts, weepers, anything like that. No blood on my face. This area here is always tough. I got it. So, well, I'm not going to bore you guys with a post because I've gone kind of long, but as I said before, I'll rub alum on my face. Actually, I'll do that to see what the feedback is like.
I don't imagine I'll get any feedback, but we'll give it a shot. Get a cold water rinse now. That water didn't feel so cold, now I see why.
Trying to keep this thing short, but it's not working. And I've got zero tingling sensation from the alum, which is just great. So I'll rinse that off. I'll put on some of this stuff here from Bath and Body Works. They have all kinds of specials. Of course, they sell that Bigelow shave cream, which is just Parasso, and it's great. And I'll shave my head after. If you guys have any tips, suggestions, comments, feel free to leave them below. You can message me on Facebook, whatever you want to do. And thanks for watching.